Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Season 7, Episode 31, overall 361 of Live with CDP Sports Talk, which is sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, or give them a call at 519-824-0210, or email them at info@barrycullen.com. I hope everyone's doing well on this Monday, January 29th, 2024. And I'm looking forward to my guest today. This will be her first appearance on my show. Her name is Calla James. She is the Director of Community Engagement and Outreach for the Humane Society of Kitchener-Waterloo and Stratford, Perth. And we're going to bring her on and talk about the latest happenings going on with that shelter, and as well as pets for adoption as well. Good morning, Calla. How are you?
Good morning. Good. Thanks for having me.
So how's things at the shelter right now?
Busy. We've had a very busy start to the year. We have about 140 animals in care right now. So it's been a busy January, a little bit busier than we've seen in previous years, but we're doing great.
I wanted to ask you this as well, Calla, since I have you on. When did you guys become a part of Stratford and Perth?
In 2012, we actually assumed ownership of the Perth County SPCA. So they formerly were a branch of the Ontario SPCA, and then separated from them and instead became a part of our organization. So we are a standalone charity. We are self-funded, self-governed. We are not a part of the Ontario SPCA. We are governed by our own board of directors, and we rely on the generosity of our communities to fund all of the programs and services that we have here at the Humane Society.
I was just reading up this morning. You guys are in charge of 13 other towns and cities, I guess, in the area.
That's right. Yeah, we provide animal services, so animal control and bylaw services and pound services for 13 municipalities across Waterloo region, as well as Perth County, and even one in Oxford County, the township of Zora. So that means that we are your animal services provider in those areas. So if a dog is stray or lost, or if there's a sick or injured animal, or even wildlife in some of those areas, we are the Humane Society to support that. So if people are interested in learning about what animal services are provided in their municipality and what is covered under the contract, they can check out our website at kwsphumane.ca, or they can go to their municipality's website and they'll have a link there to all of their bylaws.
And I have your website right down on my ticker as well, for those people that are watching live this morning on live stream and audio. And I want to say again, thank you, Calla, for coming on and giving us some time. Some of the questions I want to ask you, the first one I wanted to ask you, can you tell my audience a little bit about yourself and how did you get involved with the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth Humane Society 11 years ago?
Yeah. So I've been in the animal welfare industry for 11 years. I actually started out volunteering. I had my own business at the time, and the local Humane Society that I volunteered for in Collingwood, they were looking for help with a golf tournament, with a fundraiser. And so I got more and more involved in the marketing side of things. And then eventually they were hiring for a full-time position. And I joined the team up north there. And I've worked since at 3 shelters. So I worked up north. I was the branch manager for the Orangeville SPCA. And then I joined the team here at Kitchener-Waterloo and Stratford, Perth in April of 2019. And today I am the Director of Community Engagement and Outreach. So my team looks after educational programs in schools, community programs for youth and adult in our centers, like birthday party programs and our vets in training program. I also oversee our marketing and communications team and our outreach team. We work with a lot of individuals in the community who are currently experiencing homelessness or who might be vulnerably housed, and we support them with things like our veterinary outreach program or our pet pantry programs. So we're busy every day here.
One word you just mentioned was volunteering, and how important is it for people to how important is volunteering, period, and look at where it led to you. Look where it led to you in your career with the shelter.
Incredibly important. We can't emphasize that enough. Our volunteers and our staff, they're the heartbeat of our organization. But being a charity, we definitely rely, as we mentioned, on the generosity of our community members from a financial standpoint. But we also emphasize how important it is to give the gift of time. It costs no money, and your help here at the center, whether it's helping with animals, helping in our clinic, helping at our front reception, helping with our fundraisers, or helping with our outreach clinics. All of those roles are incredibly important to supporting the work that we do here. And with 40 plus services, we could not do what we did every day without volunteer help. So we
It's
we encourage everybody to get involved if they can.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's not just good for your mental health being around animals, but it's also good for them too to be socialized and for the dogs to go for their walks and stuff like that as well. And just have people show them a little bit of love too.
Absolutely. We have so many roles available, and right on our website, you can actually go to our volunteer tab. We have positions that will be posted as soon as we have openings there. And of course, if you don't see anything that is available that might be of interest, you can always reach out to our volunteer team and ask. We have roles at both of our centers in Kitchener and in Stratford. And we're also looking for roles from home, like fostering. So if you're interested in welcoming a pet into your home, there's no better gift, there's no cost to you, and it really helps alleviate our capacity and demands in shelter and lower stress levels in the pets that come into your home. So it's also a really wonderful way to give back.
Can you just tell us or my audience a little bit about the fostering program currently and how important that is as well?
Yeah, so our regular foster program, individuals who live in Waterloo Region or Perth County can become foster parents. Essentially, all it means is you are opening your home to a pet in need who is waiting to find their forever home. Pets can come to us like pregnant cats who are waiting to have their babies and maybe time for their kittens to grow, or we keep mom and kittens together. It could be individual kittens who come in who need bottle feeding around the clock. It could be cats that are just sitting and waiting for spay neuter surgery and just want a couch to hang out on every night, watch TV with you. And from our dogs as well, we're looking for a wide range of needs from our dogs. Our fosters help with things, like keeping them company while again they're waiting for medical or a specialty surgery, or working with those dogs if they have behaviors or training needs. So we really want to talk to you, and we really want this to be a very easy process and not to be scared. You can tell us what you feel would be a good fit for you in your home. If you want that round the clock bottle baby feeding, that's great. But if not, that's okay too, because we have lots of other cats who are looking for a home where they can just sit and hang out with you and wait until they find their forever family.
From my experience when I used to volunteer at the Gulf Humane Society too, there are some pets that just don't do well in a shelter environment. So that's important to be able to have good foster homes available for those pets that need to be in a home instead of in a shelter setting.
Absolutely. We try to make it as comfortable as possible, but we know that being in a kennel is far different than being on a couch. And lots of pets don't do well being in a kennel. Dogs can experience kennel stress. I have a guy snoozing behind me right now who I ended up adopting at Christmas time who has really bad anxiety when he was in the shelter. So those fosters create just a lifeline for us. And it also makes sure that we have critical space in house for when we have emergency needs that those pets can come in. So we encourage everybody to take a look at our site and give us a call if you're interested. And particularly if we have students out in our communities too, we actually do have a wonderful student foster program where you can be a student, you can gain your volunteer hours from school, and you can support a foster pet as well.
For those who are watching or listening later on, who would they contact at the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth Humane Society about being involved with the fostering program?
Yeah, they can reach out to our volunteer manager. Her name is Denise. You can contact either center and ask for her. And again, we have that website right at the bottom there. So you can check out our website. Both of our contact numbers for our Stratford and Kitchener locations are available right on our website.
Okay, that leads to my next question. Can you tell my audience a little bit about your role as the Director of Community Engagement and Outreach?
So we have kind of four sub departments that are within our community engagement and outreach department. So as I mentioned before, our education team goes out into schools. So there are educators, they go do presentations in elementary and high schools about animal welfare topics, about animal care, roles and jobs in the animal welfare industry. So lots of different presentations that are all tailored to the curriculum. So we have 3 educators that go out across both of our locations. They also take out an education pet with them. So we actually do have dogs on staff who go out and go into the classrooms with them. And we also have 2 education hamsters as well. And it's a really wonderful program. We actually are busy all year long, which is great. And then in the summertime, that education team goes to local camps as well to do presentations. Our team also has an arm of community programs. So if you want to come in center and you want to do tours, you want to have your birthday party here, you would like to join us for a vets in training program or a PD day or summer camps, they run all of those programs and they're available right on site again in Stratford and in Kitchener.
I know we're a couple years past the pandemic, but how hard was the Humane Society affected by the pandemic? And have you guys fully reopened to the public since then?
We are fully reopened. Yes, we've been reopened now for quite a while, since 2022. And
Okay.
so we definitely did find that there were repercussions from the pandemic, not necessarily in the pandemic. There was a lot of media that came out right at the beginning of COVID that talked about people will be surrendering their pets in droves, and shelters in other countries around the world were experiencing high surrender numbers. And we weren't experiencing that. And we were kind of waiting. When is this shoe going to drop? When are we going to find this? And we didn't. And Humane Canada, which we're a member of, actually did a member wide survey across the country saying, are you experiencing this? We want to hear from our membership. And right across the board, everybody said no, they were not seeing high surrenders in COVID. What really shifted was when we started moving out of COVID. So when we were talking about that kind of mid 2022 to late 2022, that's when we really started seeing the impact. So we were seeing a lot of large breed or extra large breed dogs with behaviors, lack of socialization or training coming into center. Whereas prior to COVID, a lot of people would come in and say, you only have 1 or 2 dogs for adoption. Where are all the dogs? And that was quite common for a number of years. And now continuing, we're now, a year and a half out, and we're still seeing the same thing. We're still seeing a large number of dogs being surrendered or even coming in as stray that lack socialization and training and are exhibiting behaviors like fear, or they have resource guarding or food guarding. They are not socialized with other pets, or they're fearful of people. So we're seeing a lot of those types of behaviors that our team is needing to support.
Next question I wanted to ask you, Calla, is I was going to say regular, but what is a typical day like at the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth Humane Society for yourself and some of your other staff members?
I would say a typical day is atypical. I can't say that we have a regular day here. Every day is different. As we talked about, we have 13 municipalities that we support for animal services. So, some days can be a really busy day for pets coming in that are found lost or astray. We can have animal emergencies, a dog hit by car who needs to seek veterinary care quite urgently. We have lots of programs that go on here as well. So we have lots of youth that enter our building each week for vets in training. Every weekend is busy with birthday parties. And then we also talked about too, our outreach programs are extremely busy right now. And we run a pet pantry program that people can access food or pet supplies if they're experiencing a personal or financial crisis. That program is very busy each week. We can feed anywhere from 150 plus pets in a week. And just so many other services, our vet services, our low cost vet services that we offer. I think we just see a pretty steady stream of people coming through our doors who are looking for support with their pets, asking questions of where can they get help that they need, or how can they get involved, as we've talked about as well. So again, if people are looking for help or looking for ways to support pets in our communities, we really hope that they're going to go to our website and learn all about what we do and how they can help.
Okay. Currently, if somebody wanted to come down, could they still come down, the general public, to view cats, dogs, rabbits, or is it still by appointment only?
So anybody can come in to view. Our viewing hours, again, are posted right on our website by location. So you can come in and view the animals, absolutely. If you're interested in applying for adopting one of the animals, we will try to accommodate walk-ins as we can. So you can always ask our staff team if they have availability to meet a cat or do a dog meet and greet. We will walk them through the adoption application online, or talk to them about submitting an application online should we not have availability for a walk-in appointment that day. That way we can get all their information, we can review their application, and then we can contact them for an appointment at a later date.
That leads to my next question, Calla. What is the adoption process like for those who are looking to adopt a pet currently?
So we always encourage you, again, you can come on in and see the pets that are in our center, but we'll always encourage you to go to our website, again, kwsvhumane.ca, because right on there we have all of our pet bios and photos and information about every pet that is available for adoption. And our website is like a live feed. So as soon as they become available, they go up on the website. And as soon as they're not available anymore, they come off the site. And so you can view all of them there. The other reason why we encourage you to check our website is because a number of pets would be in foster care. So you might come into our centers, but not actually see everybody here. So the website is a really great way to get a snapshot of all the pets that are currently looking for a home. Once you see a pet that you think you're interested in adopting and you think that you would be a match, because we will have the type of home that they're looking for on our site, then you can fill out an online application. It's right on our website. You just fill in the form and hit submit, and it goes right to our team. We process an order of application. So as soon as we get applications in, we will process the first one first. And if it's a match, then we will contact that person to do an adoption meet and greet. If they have any other pets in the home, particularly when we're looking at dog adoptions, we'll invite those dogs to come in for a meet and greet with their families. And if you're approved, then you're ready to take your pet home. For those
I'm
who
sure.
may not have been successful in that process, they might have been applicant 2 or 3. Their application is always kept on file, so you can always contact us if you haven't heard from us. And if there's another pet you're interested in, we'd be happy to process your application for them.
What's the hardest part of the adoption process for you guys as a shelter? Obviously, you want to get the animals into a good home, but you also don't want to have animals brought back because that's even more stressful on cats, dogs, rabbits, etc.
Yeah, we're very fortunate we have a low return rate because of the adoption process. We really do take our time, and that's what our adoption counselors are here for. In that meet and greet period, when you come in to meet the pet, we have a whole time frame there that we can talk with you and answer any questions you might have about the pet, any needs that they might have coming home. How we can help you with a successful introduction into your home. And of course, if adopters have any questions when they get home, we want them to call us because that's what we're here to do. We're here to support you and make sure that you and your pet can stay together. And I think one of the biggest challenges we might say we have is it's really wonderful when we do have multiple applicants per animal. But unfortunately, of course, only one person can be successful. So some people say, I'm looking for that pet and I wasn't successful. It doesn't mean that you're not successful, period. It just means that somebody might have beaten you to the punch to get that application in. And we'd be more than happy to introduce you to one of the other pets in our care who's waiting for a home.
So the applications are done through your website again, correct?
That's right. Yeah, it's very easy online. Of course, if anybody needs any support or doesn't have access to a computer or internet at home, please call us or come on in because we can give you a paper application as well.
How satisfying is it for the staff to see cats, dogs, animals go to a forever home? And do a lot of the people who adopt from you guys keep in contact with you guys after?
It's incredibly rewarding, and that's what our staff love is they love to see these pets go home to a loving family. The excitement on that family's face when they take them home just says everything to us. And we are very fortunate that we have wonderful adopters who keep in touch. We regularly get happy tales, and we actually make it a priority in our team that whenever we get a happy tale into any staff member, that person who receives it actually shares it back out to the entire team across both sites because we like to celebrate those happy endings.
And all the pets I've had in my life, cats and dogs, have always come from humane societies. And I think what you guys do is amazing work. And that's why I was so happy that you guys were able to come on my show today and talk a little bit about the shelter in Kitchener-Waterloo, Stratford, and Perth counties.
We're always happy to talk about what we do here. One of the biggest things for us is making sure that people know what services we offer and how we can support them. Because as I mentioned, 40 plus services, I think a lot of people are surprised that we offer some of the services that we do. And that's what we're here for. We want to help pet parents in our communities as well as the pets that don't have homes. And so, if you're looking for a support service for an owned pet, please check out our website and see all of the services that we offer so we can help to keep you and your pet together.
Calla, since we have you on here, is it okay if I play a little video clip of a virtual tour of the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth Humane Society? I think you guys did this about a year and a half, 2 years ago, but it was on YouTube, and I thought it was a nice job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. And this is courtesy of your YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Just let me know if you can hear the audio okay.
Welcome to the Humane Society of Kitchener-Waterloo and Stratford, Perth. On our tour today, you're going to learn about what our centers do, meet a few of our animal friends, and learn how you can get involved. We have 2 different locations, one in Kitchener and one in Stratford. With over 22,000 square feet of space between them, we're one of the largest humane societies in Ontario. For almost 100 years, we've been dedicated to fostering communities that love, value, and respect animals. Each year, we assist and care for thousands of different animals, from cats and dogs to small animals and birds, and even some farm animals. We don't receive any government funding for our operations and rely solely on the generosity of donors like you for support. A visitor phone call to the Humane Society starts at the front desk. This is where we help people find the right department, answer questions, and help pet owners find their lost pets. Each year, we help hundreds of pets return home to their families. Over here is our cat adoption area. Right when you walk in the door, you'll be greeted by some of the curious cats and kittens we have up for adoption in our cat condos. These pods allow for a quiet and healthy environment for our cats. You'll see that our cat condos have portals between the spaces. This lets us keep their food and litter separate and to maintain better air circulation. This is our adoptable dog area, where our animal care team looks after our dogs and puppies ready to find their forever homes. Each kennel has a back door, which gives the dogs a chance to go outside and play whenever they want. You've probably noticed that some of the kennels and cat condos at our centers are empty. That's because many of our animals are placed into foster care and looked after by volunteers in their own homes. This lets us look after even more animals and to give each one extra attention. When someone wants to adopt a pet from one of our centers, they don't just get to point to the one they want and take them home. We want to make sure that the person and the pet are meant to be together forever. Families who are interested in adopting are introduced to their new friend in what we call quiet rooms. Then, if it's true love, we make our way over to the adoption center desk. This is where we make adoption wishes come true and sign the paperwork to create new forever families. Over 1,000 animals find new families here every year. While we care for many household pets at the Humane Society, we also help a lot of wildlife as well. Our animal service officers respond to all sorts of calls, and we never know what they might see. Our officers are experts in their field. They're educated about both wild and domestic animals and how to help them when they're at risk. They help to make our community a safer place for both people and pets by working with local municipalities and enforcing bylaws. This is the stray animal area of the center. Between both centers, we can house over 40 stray cats and almost 30 stray dogs at once. Many of these animals are lost and have families that love and miss them. When we take in strays, we keep them here for 3 to 5 days to allow owners time to come and reclaim them. Underage kittens go into immediate foster care, and animals who are exhibiting signs of illness are isolated in a separate wing. We scan stray animals for a microchip to see if we can get in touch with their owners. It's important to have your pet microchipped to make it easier for us to contact you if your animal goes missing. If a pet isn't claimed, they visit our vet clinic for vaccinations, a spay or neuter, microchip, and behavioral assessment before being placed for adoption. These procedures are expensive, and we rely on donations to cover these costs. Sometimes the animals brought to us are sick or injured. Thankfully, we have a fully accredited veterinary hospital right here within our organization, and we use contributions from our donors to keep it running. Whether it's a spay or neuter, dental surgery, microchipping, or ultrasound, our vets are able to provide many of the services that animals may need. We also provide veterinary services to other agencies as well, like neighboring humane societies. However, there are still some cases that are too complex and require additional assistance from outside specialists. Consultations and surgeries are costly procedures, which is another way donations are used. We also have a satellite clinic in Stratford which offers high-quality spay or neuter procedures at a low cost. Our team is able to spay or neuter 20 cats a day and offers multiple programs for the public as well. Just like you cook, clean, and do the laundry at home, we also need to do that for our animals. Each day, our animal care team prepares all the meals for our guests. And they eat a lot. Every month, we need anywhere from 100 to 500 pounds of food, which we purchase using donations. Our animal care team works very hard to clean up after our guests, doing 30 to 40 loads of dishes and 15 to 20 loads of laundry every day. Lucky for us, our team isn't alone. We wouldn't be able to care for this many animals without the help of our dedicated volunteers. We have hundreds of volunteers who help us care for the animals, play with them, take them for walks, and make sure they get plenty of exercise and interaction. Every day we schedule different forms of daily enrichment so our guests never get bored of doing the same thing. We have 2 dog parks as well, one in Kitchener and one in Stratford, which gives our dogs a chance to run around and play off leash. We always make sure that the dogs get along first before letting them spend time together. We hope you enjoyed our virtual tour today and that you learned a few things along the way. Our staff and volunteers work hard every day to care for our guests, but as you can see, it's a huge undertaking. As we mentioned earlier, our Humane Society doesn't receive any government funding. We rely on the generosity of donors like you to keep our centers going and to be able to help animals for years to come. Whether you become a donor, volunteer, or participate in a fundraiser, there are many different ways to contribute. Check out our website for more ways you and your family can get involved.
That clip was courtesy of the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth County Humane Society, and I did subscribe to your YouTube channel, Calla. Just thoughts on that video?
Yeah, it was something that we wanted to do because we really wanted to educate people again about all those services that we offer here at the Humane Society. Because we keep running into people who say, I didn't know you offered so many services, or I didn't know you did that at the Humane Society. And it's been a really great piece for us to share with our communities. We play it at our receptions as well, just to try to let people know that if they're looking for those types of services, that they can come in and see us.
Absolutely, and leads to my next question. What are currently some of the biggest needs at the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth Humane Society in terms of donations, food, toys for the animal, etc.?
As you saw on our video, we've talked about it as well today. We do not have any source of government funding, so we are fully donation driven. We rely on all of those donations to keep our centers open and running and provide all of the wonderful programs that we do to youth as well as pet parents in our community. So if you are able and willing to give a financial donation, that of course helps our animals and helps keep all of our programs running here at the shelters. Secondly, if you can't do a financial donation, as we've mentioned, again, that gift of time is wonderful. So volunteering or fostering, absolutely. And from a wish list perspective, we have a wish list on our website that we keep current of all the items that we need in care. So you can always check that out for what is most urgent at that time. Right now, we need things like donations of pet food for our pet pantry program, pet supplies for the pets in care. You can not only donate new items, but gently used items as well might be a wonderful option. If you have a set of nail clippers, we use those for our outreach program, and they're definitely things that we would take here at the centers. So I encourage everybody to check out those wish list items and see what's most currently needed today.
What's the name of our friend that's in the background there?
He's whining. His name is Grizzly. He came in with me today because he doesn't really like to be left home alone. So he decided to come into work with me today. So he was actually up for adoption and in foster care last late fall. We ended up fostering him as well over the holidays and decided that he was a great fit for our home. So he's now mine. So he's a lovely addition.
What breed is he?
He's a large breed mix. He's a black with a little white patch on the front. I'd say he kind of looks like a black lab mix of some kind, but we don't know what all of the mixes are. So he's a big mutt, and that's what we love.
Absolutely. And that leads to my next question. Can you just tell us currently about some of the cats and dogs and even some rabbits that are at the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth Humane Society up for adoption?
Yeah, we have 24 dogs that are currently available right now on our website, but many, many more that are currently waiting in the wings to go up for adoption, waiting for spay neuter surgeries. So you can check out all of their profiles on our site. Hazel has been with us for quite a while. She's a 5-year-old large mixed breed dog. She's available at our Kitchener site, and you'll see her picture front and center when you land on our site. We also have some smaller dogs available, like Marsh. He's available at our Kitchener Center as well. He's a medium-sized dog, about 3 years old. We also have another dog that is currently at our Stratford site, Blitz. You'll see him. He is adorable when you see his photo. He is a male mixed breed, medium size as well, just shy of 2 years old. And as I mentioned, he's at our Stratford Center. So when you check out our site, you'll see all of those bios and you'll actually see the location that they're available at as well. For
And the
cats,
website,
I have to give a
go
sorry, go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
Uh, for cats, I have to do a shout out. Marnie has been at our Stratford Center for quite some time. So if you're looking for a lovely adult cat, she's about 4 years old and she is just a love bug. We also have another cat at our Kitchener Center, Mirabelle. She's about 4 months old. And there's 17 cats available right now as we're talking. So many more lovely faces on there.
My cat right now, Latte, was adopted at the Guelph Humane Society just before the pandemic. Siamese cat, spoiled, rotten, and it took a couple months when you bring a new pet or new cat into your home. But once they're there for a while, they get more comfortable, and then you see their real character after a while.
That's right. It can take some cats a little while to decompress. It can take, a couple weeks. Some cats, it take a couple months. Some are comfortable right when they come home. And we always tell people, yes, make sure that you're giving them some time to decompress, getting into a new environment. We also tell people when they're coming back from foster, that's a stressful move as well. So they may not exhibit all the behaviors that they'll exhibit in your house. And after a couple of weeks, you may find that they're just an absolute love bug, even if they were a little shy at first.
Absolutely, and you just answered my next question. So we're gonna get to this question right now. When did Stratford and Perth area become a part of the Kitchener-Waterloo Humane Society as satellite locations, and what has that experience been like so far?
Yeah, so in 2012, the Stratford location became one with the Kitchener-Waterloo Humane Society. So now we, as I mentioned, we're one charity, but we operate two animal shelters. So the Kitchener-Waterloo Humane Society and the Stratford Perth Humane Society. And we actually, after we became one organization in 2017, the Stratford Perth Humane Society opened a new facility. So we have about an 8,000 square foot facility there, which helps all the animals across Perth County and Zora Township. And it's a great team. We have a wonderful team here that really help each other out. We have staff that are dedicated to a center, and we also have staff that support both centers and work out of both centers. So, like I said, we have a wonderful team. They're extremely compassionate and caring, and we just hope you'll come in and meet us and join us as a volunteer.
Definitely, I'll have to definitely come in and check out your shelter again as well. And my next question I wanted to ask you, I saw this on your website this morning. Can you just tell us about some of your upcoming fundraising events for your shelter in February, and specifically the Bake for the Animals? I think goes from February 1st to March 7th or 8th, I believe.
That's right, till March 8th. It's a wonderful event. It really about getting our communities involved to bake a difference for animals in need across Waterloo Region and Perth County. So what you can do is you can head to our website, you can register your online bakery. From there, you can talk to friends and family and ask them for donations to support the pets at our shelters. And for those that you receive donations from, you can bake for them. So if I get a $5 donation from a friend, I'm going to bake them some sweets to say thank you. Other people decide instead of that model, they might host a fundraiser like a bake sale at work, at school, or even for their hockey team or their dance team. And that's a wonderful way to do it as well. So we encourage everybody to get online, register that online bakery, and then start talking to friends and family about getting involved. All the monies go back to our Stratford and Kitchener locations, and it is a really great fundraiser for us each year, one of our signature events. You can find more details on our site, as well as a great party host kit and some fun printables that you can download to host your own party at home and get involved.
All right. And what are some other fundraising events during the year you guys do as well?
A really popular one that will be coming up is Pause for Laughs. So it's a comedy show that we host in Kitchener and in Stratford. So tickets will be going live for those shortly. We also host a really great fundraiser called the Dash and Splash, and we call it Waterloo Region's biggest dog pool party because we take over Kiwanis Park in Kitchener for a whole day, and it is like a concrete beach like pool. So it gradually goes in, it looks like a lake, and it's huge. The dogs come out. We have a small dog hour, and then we open it up to everybody. We have vendors, we have food trucks, and the dogs can come and swim for the whole day. That pool is all theirs. I don't think any humans want to go in it, but that pool is all theirs. Last year, we saw 800 dogs come through the gates, and each year the event keeps growing and growing, and it's our biggest fundraiser each year. So we hope people will check it out.
And all that information is on your website again, kwsphumane.ca.
That's right. Yep. Head on there. You can check out all of the events and all of our upcoming programs too.
All right, I have a viewer. His name is Ray. He's a host of his own podcast show, the No Huddle Football News. He wants to ask you, what's the best diet dog food out there currently?
Diet dog food. So for weight management, we would always encourage you that if you are looking for weight management advice, you can chat with your veterinarian about what would be the best course of action for using a weight management food or a diet food or, exercise routines. So we definitely encourage you to speak with your vet because they would be the ones who could best recommend a diet that would be suitable specifically for your pet.
Okay, thank you for answering that. And I have some other questions I wrote down for you too, if you got a few more minutes. One
Mhm.
question I wanted to ask you, Calla, is what are some of your other programs for the youth? And can you just tell us about your upcoming summer camp in 2024?
So our community programs team has a lot of wonderful programs for youth and adults each year. For both our youth and adults, we run paint nights. So at both our Kitchener and our Stratford centers, we have paint nights for adults and paint night for youth where you can sign up. We have a wonderful artist who comes in and leads us through a particular painting each month. We also have our yoga for the animals or yoga with the animals at our Stratford Perth Center. And that is for adults where you can do a yoga class and you have some lovely furry friends weaving in and out of your legs while you're doing it. We have PD days, March break, and summer camps. So all of those camps run at both of our locations, and we offer that camp each year. Our summer camps, in particular, as you mentioned, are such a huge hit. They are an award-winning camp because people love animals, and we have a really low camper to instructor ratio. So if you're looking for a great summer camp option, you can register for that right on our website. Registration is live now. We run for 8 weeks at both our Stratford and Kitchener locations. We have a regular camp, which runs for 7 of those weeks, where we do pet interactions, a tour of the Humane Society. We have lots of fun animal themed games and crafts and presenters that come in to talk to us. And then for the other week of the year, we have a veterinary camp. So that's very similar to our vets in training program, where we're more focused on the medical aspect, what it's like to be a vet tech or a vet. Kids can do things like suture on stuffies and learn about, wounds and parasites. It's a really fun week. And then lastly, we have our vets in training program, again, for youth that are 7 all the way up to 14 plus. We have 3 different levels where you can learn what it's like to be a vet or a vet tech, and our birthday party program, where you can come and host your birthday party here at the Humane Society.
I wish they had these programs when I was younger back in the 70s and 80s.
A lot of adults say that. Can we do an adult birthday party, or do you have an adult that's in training? Because everybody says the same thing. They'd love to have taken part of in that when they were a kid.
One question I forgot to ask you since I have you on here. I know people can look it up on the website, but what are your current adoption fees for cats and dogs right now?
Our current adoption fees off the top of my head. So our dogs are 400 and our cats are in the 200 range. Our dogs and cats include a bag of food sorry, our dogs include a bag of food shipped to home. Our cats include a bag of food and a case of wet shipped to home as well. And so our cats and kittens are the same price. Our puppies are an increased fee from our adult dogs. So our adult dogs are 400, and I believe our puppies are 675 off the top of my head. But the one thing that we always tell people is those fees include medical as well. So don't just look at it as just the pet. You're getting in there your spay neuter surgery, your vaccines, your parasite, your deworm and deflea, a microchip, a wellness exam. You're also getting foods shipped to home for our cats and dogs. You're also getting the option. We do have two pet insurance options, and one includes a free trial if you select that one. And you're also giving a home to a pet in need and not contributing to the pet overpopulation. So that fee really just for the medical alone is so well worth it, because if you were to get a dog or a cat who wasn't spayed or neutered or wasn't seen by a vet already, you would be paying more than that to have all of those items covered.
Also, too, how as important is it for once you adopt a pet, just to say, how important is vet checkups as well? If you could just talk about that a little bit as well.
So we always encourage people when they go home after adoption to go to their community veterinarian within 48 hours just for that wellness exam with their vet to introduce their pet to their vet. But ongoing, an annual checkup is a great thing. You have to redo your vaccines depending on your rabies, whether you have a 1 year or a 3 year rabies. You may need to have your rabies redone, and that is mandatory in Ontario for cats and dogs. So making sure that you have access to a community vet, you have a relationship with a community vet, and if your pet does have an emergency need as well, then you have somebody that you can call to take them in. And of course, if you don't have a relationship with a vet, you can always call the community vets in our area to see who has the availability to take you on as a client. Or in a pinch, there's also the emergency veterinary clinics in your area as well that you can access.
And how important is it to make sure your pets are licensed as well in case they get lost, licensed and microchipped?
Absolutely. Definitely, licensing is mandatory in municipalities, mainly for dogs. Some municipalities may have a cat license. So we always tell people check your local bylaws and check with your municipalities if you're moving into the area or if you're moving to a new area. In terms of microchipping, extremely important as well. These are items that we use as identifiers to try to get your pet home. So if they have a license tag on and you're in our region, we can check that license tag and find out where you live and get you home quickly. A microchip is really easy for us because we can scan it, we can see that they're owned, we can get a contact number and call you to come and pick them up right away. And we know that microchipping for dogs increases their chances of returning home 200%. A cat, it increases their chances of 2000%. The number of pets that do come in not microchipped still is high for me. I think, we offer $35 microchips here at the Humane Society. That's a really cheap insurance for getting your pet home quickly and safely to you.
Also, too, Calla, how much of an impact has social media had on humane societies over the past 10 years?
Huge. When we talk about being a charity and relying on donations, uh, advertising and media opportunities, if you have to pay for those, they're hugely expensive. And so with the gift of social media, we're able to get our name out there for free, for no cost, and share pictures of our pets and share what our most urgent needs are. When we have pets that need specialty surgeries, we can put an urgent appeal out on our social media pages. And we've had, costs of $10,000, $12,000 covered in under 24 hours. So social media is a massive part of our day and our focus at the Humane Society, because we recognize that that's how we're sharing the stories of what we do and getting the support that we need. And we have about 65,000 followers across our channels right now.
And you guys are on all social media platforms, I guess. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter/X. Are you guys on TikTok yet?
We are a little bit. We've been dabbling. We'd like to get more into it. We need a few more hands. So maybe if there's a TikTok savant out there who'd love to help us.
I joined it
Um,
3 years ago. I joined it 3 years ago, and I learned how to cut promos for my guests, for my shows, and it's been a really good tool. And social media, you hear the negative things about it, but there's a lot of good things about it. And yeah, TikTok has really been positive as well.
Yeah, we were on Facebook. So we run a Facebook page for our Kitchener Center and a Facebook page for our Stratford Center. They're two very unique communities. So we keep those pages separate. For everything else, we're a joint account. So Twitter, Instagram, pardon me, and TikTok as well.
Okay, and then just get a couple quick questions, and we'll wrap this up. What are some fun facts? I hope you feel better.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it. Hey, like I said, it's that time of year, so just drink your water. No worries. If you want to step out for a minute, yeah, if you want to step out for a minute, I can keep talking for a minute. We'll wrap this up. I want to say thank you again, Calla, for coming on. But what just quickly are some fun facts? Okay, she's going to be back in a minute or two, guys. Calla is just coming off of a cold, and yeah, we're just going to wrap this up in a couple minutes. But I was just going to ask her about some fun facts about the Kitchener-Waterloo, Stratford, Perth Humane Society. But again, their website is I believe I wrote it down here. It's KWSPhumane.ca. That's KWSPhumane.ca. And you can get all their information on their website as well. And I've got some viewers watching, and I want to ask, let's see, No Huddle Football News. Ray, great guest. Thank you, Ray. Yeah, Calla is from the Kitchener-Waterloo, Stratford, Perth Humane Society. And yeah, she just had to step out for a minute or two. She's just coming off a cold. It's that time of the year. So we're going to wrap up our show with Calla in a couple of minutes. Hopefully we can get her to come back on. If not, we will try to get her back on again. And there she is right now, Ray. But thank you so much, Ray, for coming on. And we're going to just see if she's okay to come back on just for a few more minutes, and we'll wrap this up. And are you okay to finish up for
I
a few more
am
minutes?
sorry about that.
Don't apologize. No, I just hope you feel better soon. I've also learned
you.
how to ramble on too as part of the radio industry. So are you okay just for a few more minutes?
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem.
Okay. This question I wanted to ask you, I do this with all my guests. What are some fun facts about the Kitchener-Waterloo, Stratford, Perth Humane Society the public might not know about?
We were started in 1927 in Kitchener, so we will be
Wow.
celebrating our 100-year anniversary in 2027. The industry itself, I don't think a lot of people know that the industry itself actually started with a group of individuals who came together to support child welfare and animal welfare. And then eventually we separated into two kind of groups, one for humane societies and SPCAs and, children's aid. So really there was a want to support the vulnerable in our communities, and we've been going strong ever since. So the role that humane societies play in our communities is wonderful and great, and that's why we always encourage people to please support in your areas where you can.
Absolutely. And fun fact about me is I love all breeds of dogs, but I'm particular to the beagle breed. So if you guys ever get any beagles in, please let me know, because I just have always loved beagles.
Pardon me. Absolutely, we don't get
No
them
worries.
often, but sometimes.
Okay, and finally, we'll wrap this up, Calla. How can people get involved with the Humane Society, and what's the best way of contacting you by email and again your social media websites?
Yeah, check out our website, kwsphumane.ca. You can find all of our phone numbers and our email up on the site there, as well as a link in our footer to all of our social media pages. So follow, and come on in and drop by.
Okay, I'm going to wrap this up, but hopefully I can have you come back on again in the future as a guest. But I want to say, Calla, thank you so much for doing this today, and I hope you continue to feel better soon, and continued success at the Kitchener-Waterloo, Stratford, Perth Humane Society. Thank you so much for coming on live with CDP Talk Show today, and we'll keep in touch with you on social media.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks, Calla. Have a great day.
You too.
That was Calla James. She is the Director of Community Engagement and Outreach for the Kitchener-Waterloo Stratford Perth Humane Society. And again, if you're interested in their shelter, check out kwsphumane.ca. That's kwsphumane.ca as well. Also, guys, I have another show tonight, and I'm going to bring it up right here. The next Live with CDP Sports Talk is going to be Monday, January 29th, today, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, with my guest, Kelsey Nicole Nelson. Kelsey Nicole Nelson, she's a media personality, broadcaster out of Washington, D.C., and Kelsey's going to come on and talk about the AFC and the NFC championship games. We're going to preview the Super Bowl 58 matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers, and also break down the AFC championship game with the Chiefs 17-10 win over the Baltimore Ravens, as well as the San Francisco 49ers dramatic 34-31 comeback over the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions were up 24-7 at halftime, but unfortunately, 3 turnovers, 2 on fourth down failures, and then the fumble by Gibbs as well. So credit to San Francisco 49ers for going to their 3rd Super Bowl in the last 10 years. And Kansas City is in their 4th Super Bowl in the last 5 years. And so, yeah, I hope you guys can tune in tonight, season 7, episode 32 with Kelsey Nicole Nelson. This would be her 3rd time on my show, 5:30. We're going to talk some National Football League and preview Super Bowl 58, and to see if Kelsey will be going to Vegas to cover Super Bowl 58 as well. I've got some more viewer comments. No Huddle Football News from my friend Ray. Take care. Ray, thank you for watching this today. I really appreciate that as well. And as always, guys, we're going to wrap up this show. And as always, Live with CDP Sports Talk is a weekly sports and entertainment talk show hosted by Chris Palme. Yours truly is on weeknights from 8 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. Eastern on radio station WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, the home of Southern sports and talk, the heartbeat of Atlanta. Our radio station's website, if you want to listen to Live with CDP Sports or the Rod Peterson Show live stream, is WQEEFM.radio12345.com. The Rod Peterson Show is on weekdays from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern on WQEEFM.radio12345.com. Rod Peterson is a friend of mine, and he does a great job with the Rod Peterson Show as well. Live with CDP Sports Talk is live streamed on these platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Twitter /X, Twitch, LinkedIn, and now available on Instagram. Please follow me there at Chris Palme as well. Thanks to StreamYard.com as well. Also, guys, you can check out my websites. All my content is on there as well. Beacons.ai.ca. That's beacons.ai/Chris D. Palme as well. Live with CDP Sports Talk, again, is sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out barrycullen.com for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, or give them a call at 519-824-0210, or email them at info@barrycullen.com. And speaking of Barry Cullen Chevrolet right now, you can get yourself a 2024 Silverado 1500 custom crew cab pickup truck leased bi-weekly for $139 weekly at 5.9% financing for over 24 months with $3,749 down payment on an ultra low kilometer lease at barrycullen.com. More details at barrycullen.com. And speaking of Barry Cullen Chevrolet, they have a winter tire sale clearance going on until February 29th. If you purchase a set of 4 winter tires that are in stock currently at Barry Cullen Chevrolet, you can save 13% on those tires up until February 29th. Another comment. Let's see this comment. Thank you for watching Indonesia. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I appreciate everyone watching live with CDP Sports Talk, which has listeners around 31 countries around the world. And I want to say thank you to everyone watching this live stream and on audio. Speaking of social media, you can follow me on TikTok at Live with CDP on TikTok. At Live with CDP on TikTok. I post a lot of content there as well. StreamYard is the official live stream provider of Live with CDP Sports Talk. If you're into webinars or podcasting such as yours truly, check out StreamYard.com. You can get basic plans that are free, or you can get plans up to professional that I have, which are $49 US a month. Or if you're a business and you need a live stream provider for your business, for webinars, etc., contact StreamYard.com and their sales department for more details on business prices. Again, StreamYard.com. Live with CDP Sports Talk, the audio version is available on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, and on TuneIn as well. You can also email or text Live with CDP Sports Talk at cpame19@gmail.com, or text the show at 519-820-7188. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedback would be greatly appreciated as well. Again, I'm looking forward to my next show tonight at 5:30 with Kelsey Nicole Nelson. She was supposed to come on last week, but she's been under the weather. So fingers crossed, Kelsey will be feeling better tonight to come on at 5:30. And again, we're going to talk some National Football League and Kansas City Chiefs. What can you say about them, guys? Whether you like them or not, 4 Super Bowl appearances in 5 years is amazing. Patrick Mahomes is now in his 4th Super Bowl in 6 years. And Andy Reid, the longtime Eagles head coach and now the longtime Chiefs coach, this is his 5th Super Bowl appearance. And Andy Reid is looking for his 3rd Super Bowl champions. So currently, right now, I believe San Francisco is a 2.5 point favorite currently against the Chiefs, but the Chiefs are the defending Super Bowl champions. They kept saying the Chiefs can only win playoff home games at Arrowhead Stadium, which is true. But the Chiefs this year had to play 3 games to get to the Super Bowl. They had to play a very good Miami team in minus 30 temperatures at Arrowhead, and they won. Then they had to go to Buffalo against Josh Allen and a very good Buffalo team at Highmark Stadium in front of Bills Mafia. They won that game 27-24. Then they had to go on take on Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh, and those Baltimore Ravens at MTNT Stadium in Baltimore, and they won that game 17-10. So the Kansas City Chiefs in the regular season were 6-2 on the road, and now in the playoffs they're 2-0. So the Chiefs have won 8 out of 10 games on the road. So the Chiefs, being in their white uniforms, being on the road, they know how to win. And I give Kansas City the advantage over San Francisco. The Chiefs organization has won 2 Super Bowls in the last 3 years. The Niners have not won a Super Bowl since 1995. So, and you got Brock Purdy, if that's his name right, if I get his name right, Brock, who's done a good job with the Niners against Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs are a very good team. So I will later at the end of this week give you my Super Bowl 58 thoughts and predictions as well. But that's about it. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a good Super Bowl between the Chiefs and Niners. Sunday, February 11th, it'll be on CBS with Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, and Tracy Wolfson. Again, I want to say thank you so much to my guest today, Calla James. She is the Director of Community Engagement and Outreach for the Kitchener-Waterloo, Stratford, Perth area Humane Society. And please check out their website, kwsphumane.ca. Their phone numbers, their hours of operations, and their adoption policy. Everything you need to know about that shelter is on their website as well. And that's about it, guys. I want to say thank you to everyone for watching today's episode live streamed and on audio platforms. And hopefully everybody can tune in to my second show tonight at 5:30 with Kelsey and Nicole Nelson talking National Football League playoffs and again the Super Bowl. And again, Live with CDP Sports Talk is brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet here in Guelph, and weeknights at 8 p.m. on radio station WQEE 99.1 FM. And thank you to Ray, my friend Ray from the No Huddle Football News podcast, for tuning in today as well. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and we'll see you back here tonight at 5:30 for another edition of Live with CDP Sports Talk, brought to you by Barry Cullen Chevrolet and on WQEE 99.1 FM with Kelsey and Nicole Nelson.